Okay, so today guys, I have found something pretty interesting that I'm sure a lot of you will want to see. Now, there are quite a couple of things in Chapter 3 that a few of us haven't yet seen. So we're going to go over those first, and then we are going to go over some form of discovery that I may have made in the Piggy Book 2 trailer. But first, if you guys are new around here, then make sure to hit the like button and subscribe, because it does help out the video and channel tremendously. Also guys, we will be recording this week's hide and seek at some point very soon, potentially tomorrow, potentially on Thursday. So if you guys would like to try and get into a hide and seek, then make sure to join my Discord server, which is in the description down below. So guys, there are a couple of things in Chapter 3 that we haven't yet really noticed. Now, a couple of us have noticed the first one that I'm going to speak about, potentially more than the next one. So in the end cutscenes, where we kind of decide that we have, well, maybe Zizzy's infected, maybe she's not, we don't know. We haven't yet seen the body infected. But however, when we go back to the safe place, we then go to inform Z and Zuzi. Now, I'm hoping I'm saying the right one, but if you look very, very closely, you can see that Z has angry eyebrows. Yes, that's right. She is not happy that her big sister has now disappeared, has now gone. We don't know where she's gone, but she has gone. And the reason why she's angry, because if you guys didn't know, is she was peering around the corner when we were speaking to Mimi and Giraffe when we were fixing that radio, and we were also on a call to Settlement 6. So Z knows exactly what is going on. Z heard all of the conversation. They knew everything that was going on, and they even heard Pony not sure about going to the Old Oaks to try and figure out who Settlement 6 actually is. But also, speaking about Settlement 6, now I'm going to need you guys here on this one, because I haven't yet really managed to come up with a theory on this one. So if you look extremely closely to the sign on the outside of Chapter 3 where it says Settlement 6, you can see very, very clearly that it is actually not a 6. It is a 5. So it looks as though a 6 was there beforehand, and then they blurred it out and put a 5. So there must be something going on with that. There must be a reason as to why they blurred out the 6, because it was originally Settlement 6 and they now changed it to Settlement 5. And this must have been intentionally done by Minitoon. There's no reason as to why he would have blurred out the 6 and put a 5. So there is some form of reason as to why that is a thing, and we're gonna have to try and look into that one a little bit closer, guys. So again, if you do have any theories, then make sure to let me know in the comment section down below. Next little thing that could well possibly be a little bit of a discovery. Now, this is just throwing it out there, guys. If you go to the end of Chapter 3 where somebody is guarding Willow, you see a figure standing in front of the door, guarding the door as if they are TSP. Now, who is this person? We haven't yet met this person. But if I was to ask you guys, what do you all think that this character is? What animal do you think that this character is right here? And the answer that I came up with is potentially a wolf. Now, could this be Willow's brother William? I don't know, but I feel like it's a possibility at this point that this character right here could well be Willow's brother William. There are also still quite a few other characters that we still need to try and figure out their names of. And really, if we were sneaking past them all with Pony, shouldn't Pony really know who they actually are? Pony just sneaked past them all as if, like, you know, yeah, whatever. None of the members were actually like, hey, look, it's Pony, stop him. Like, they literally just followed him. If they didn't catch him, they went back into position, were like, yeah, you got past me, off you pop. So yeah, there are still quite a few characters to try and figure out the names of, and I'm very, very skeptical of the last one. That could possibly well be William, but not 100% sure. And so now what I'm going to do, guys, is I am going to take you over to the Piggy Book 2 official trailer, where I kind of have made a bit of a discovery. Now you're going to have to listen quite carefully here, because there is going to be quite a few numbers thrown around. So guys, I'm going to give you two possibilities. Possibility number one is that this trailer is actually all the way from chapter 1 until chapter 11, leaving chapter 12 as a bit of a discovery, but I'm going to explain why this flashback trailer kind of leads towards it being chapters 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 and 11. So in the first flashback in the trailer, we clearly see Doggy in the alleys, which is right next to the galleries. So in flashback number 1, we see Doggy in his officer outfit, which is obviously the alleys, this also being chapter 1. However, once we go to flashback number 2 in the trailer, we see Zizzy in her cell right next to the oil slick. So which chapter would you put Zizzy being in her cell next to the oil slick? Guys, this is chapter 3. This isn't even chapter 2. We've had nothing in this flashback trailer that actually links towards the store. So the store has been completely left out. So far we have seen chapters 1 and 3. Flashback number 3 in the trailer, we see Willow shooting her gun. Well, we didn't actually see Willow once in chapter 3, so this clearly means that this is not chapter 3. So flashback number 3 is not linking to chapter 3 of the actual Piggy Book 2. So this is a future chapter. This could either be chapter 4 or chapter 5. So obviously, because chapter 2 got left out, we could now be leaving out chapter 4, meaning that Willow shooting her gun could possibly be chapter 5. Then assuming that we are going in some form of sequence where we leave out all of the even numbers, then we move on to chapter 7, where this is George looking over the boat. So it looks as though we could have chapter 6 have been left out in the Piggy Book 2 trailer, meaning that George looking over the ship again is chapter 7. And now we move on to a possible chapter 9, where we see Pony's glasses chilling outside of the door, and then as we go to the flashback, we see Pony in the snowy sort of biome looking at some random building with 2 poles with some form of signal on the top of it. So could this be chapter 9, guys? Well, I'm not so sure. Could we have had chapter 8 left out? Again, assuming that this whole trailer is going in some form of sequence. And then again, assuming that we're leaving out chapter 10, this then leads us on to chapter 11, where we see Penny come around the door, and it looks as though that the vaccine is in that room as well. And that vaccine looks as though that is going to be how Piggy is going to end. However, we then still have a chapter 12 right at the end to try and figure out what exactly is going to happen. So guys, it looks as though in this trailer that possibly the even numbers are all being left out, and all of the odd numbers are the flashbacks in the trailer. Now that is possibility number 1. Now possibility number 2 is that chapter 2 just basically got left out. So maybe B Slick possibly gave Minitoon the whole music sort of tape type thing, and it didn't really add up in the chapters. Maybe Minitoon had to leave a chapter out, meaning that he left out the store. But again, we know that there is no store even hinted in this trailer, because we have Zizzy in her cell with the oil slick, where she puts up her fist as if like, don't come anywhere near me. So there is no referencing to chapter 2. We have gone straight from chapter 1 to chapter 3 in the trailer. So maybe Minitoon just had to leave out chapter 2, and then that takes us on to chapter 4, which then means that Willow is shooting her gun. So maybe in chapter 4, that is where we find out who Willow is going to shoot. who Willow is going to kill. And then that leads us on to George looking over the ship. Now guys, I'm going to say this. I feel like this is the more feasible sort of like situation that's going on here. I feel like Minitoon may have just left out chapter 2, because I remember speaking with Minitoon. I can't remember if it was in the interview or after the interview, but he said that he had got chapters 1 to I think 7 all planned out, and he also had the end chapter out. So I don't think that he's kind of left out any trailers or like any chapters in the middle of chapter 7 or 12. So I feel like Minitoon has basically just left out chapter 12, and he's just basically skipped that in the whole entire trailer, and that's why it then leads on from there. But again guys, I would love to know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. Do you guys think that Minitoon has just left out chapter 12 because of some weird reason or not? But we all know that Willow didn't shoot any gun. Willow didn't shoot anything in chapter 3, okay? Willow, she didn't shoot. And in fact, we didn't even see Willow. Willow was nowhere to be seen. So obviously, I feel like we are going to be seeing Willow in chapter 4. And if this is situation number 1, then obviously we are not going to be seeing Willow in the next chapter shooting her gun. So if Willow does shoot her gun in the next chapter, then chapter 2 has just been missed out in this trailer. But again guys, let me know what you guys think about this down in the comment section down below. I will be reading all of your comments. I love reading your comments. So guys, make sure to get messaging down in the comment section down below. But anyway, that's going to be it from me today. Hope you guys did enjoy today's video. Make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and we shall see you guys in the next one.